I made a bit of a big mistake not bringing my darn teapots. I don't even have a plastic bag. And I wonder if this house was unscathed. Oh, there's a sign I need to read. There's a lot of good Indian grass here. I don't really have anywhere to put it. Good leaves. Even the birds like it. The sign for this house. It's a lot of houses there at the time. Around here, I mean. Alright, the sign said that there were a lot of damage on the east side. This might be the east side. There's a lot of damage on this side. You can see bullet holes spattered on the top story, on the bricks. So unusual wear. Then also on the ground level too. They even left the original bullet holes in the wood too. a little flak there. I guess they broke the old window shooting into the house. So if you got a tour, you would maybe see more bullet holes inside. Yeah, I think there's lights on. Yeah, and then they, of course, typical museums, got to close the windows. So there's bullet holes all over. various powered guns. And that nothing. And yeah, there's a door up. Oh my God. This is weekly kept on. I've just barely pushed it. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. So it's such wild shooting. They're shooting from this way. Up higher on the hill, the water tower. And whoever, the south, the north, I don't know which. It was a hospital. They said there's confusion, so I don't know who was doing the attacking exactly. Probably the south attack of the north. This fencing always looks crazy to me. I got it all along the line here. It says not hemp hay bales. They probably have a display inside the building. What the hell? See, there's more weird structures up ahead. Hospital attack. Hospital is down there. They were probably shooting from a distance to have such wild shots. So is that way to the hospital? And we got the battlefield that says State Historic. This might be the part where they charge money. I see other signs. Yeah, these fence structures are for display only. Sure that wasn't strategic. So yeah, there's more signs out here, I guess, which is the battlefield. It's kind of interesting to imagine they used hemp bales to stop bullets, and just rolled hemp bales to the enemy. So I guess there weren't a lot of trees in the way during the battle if they could roll hemp bales across the battlefield. So I can get a little peek of the Missouri River through the forest here. They mow all around this battlefield. A little bit of a trail that goes down. That maybe goes down. There's a steep. I think there's a steep hill that goes down to the river. There was a designated trail that goes down to the river, but they stopped maintaining it at some point. You could barely see it, but it exists. Right, it rained last night, so you can see a little bit of a waterfall. Going to the Missouri River. Another one of these. Getting tired of seeing those. Oh, how do they expect me to go to the river? There's people parked over there. Oh wait, they look like they're construction on a Sunday? This probably wasn't a military trench. Something smells like, it reminds me of sage from the desert. You know, it's active right now. I saw somebody pull in over here. And I am a little curious. It is close to the river. And I think it's part of a park, but they got some kind of gate shacks with flags. I should get a closer look at that. First of all, this is curious. It's high up. They got a box. Looks like they could pull it down. It's just a heavy piece of box for receiving mail on this construction site. Are they building a bridge across the river? That truck I saw was likely a fisherman. Oh, it's a barge? Okay, so they got a barge. It looks like I can walk up to pretty good. Get a nice close look. So I guess I'm walking on a barge. There's stuff swirling around in the water. Looks like tree matter, broken down trees. This is kind of empty. Sunk. Oh, I can only go so far. So there's this bridge overlooking. So they have to make a connection to it. To this. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 barges. So this, they're floating, and they're driven in, they're anchored into the ground with the pile driver. Make sure it don't move. Looks like this bridge is taking a little damage. This little half bridge. And there's a bridge. Oh, there's bridge. The official bridge is way over there. That's what I crossed on. Yeah, that's interesting. Jumbo. Okay, I was thinking maybe shrimp, but probably not. Oh, you can actually walk down to get a closer look at things. So that's how they do it. I didn't even notice that. Oof. Now I'm on the barge, so there's pretty easy access. Oh, they got a plank to get down. I really don't need that. And then various winches, Wintech, stairs that go up higher for no good reason that I can make out. Maybe for a load, the workshop. What's this? Oh, this is Army Corps of Engineers. Okay, gotta represent. Fishermen have their docks over that way, so the Army Corps Engineers might be controlling this. They didn't put any signs out front, like in front of the bridge. Engine room, spare oil, a cooking grill, mops, warning signs, you know, the standard stuff. Weather. Alright, so yeah, another sign for the Army, the engineers. Storage, patty built. Alright. So you could just walk across the barges. They're using old railroad ties for this crane. And then this crane has a lot of dirt on it. You gotta watch where you step. Wow. For these barges. Oh, there's barges on the other side. That's pretty neat, all this man-made stuff. Yeah, they got the big barges just all hunkered down here. Still in Lexington. Alright, heading back into town. This does not lead to the historic site. I went through the woods. Stop at the library for some more Wi-Fi. Never seen a sunscreen dispenser.
It's not one to read the check.
Huh. Well, can you type it in manually or use the...
We don't do, it won't allow us to do manual.
So if the electronics fail, there's no backup?
We're not allowed to type them in manually.
So if the electronics fail, there's no kind of backup at all?
No, sir.
This is... yeah? What does it scan for exactly?
Scanning these What it's scanning is this right here. It's scanning these numbers to verify if I'm able to do it, and it's not letting it scan it. So I don't know what's causing it.
Do you think it's an electronic issue, or is it a problem with I don't know, the problem with the actual information? Is it like reading the numbers but finding that the numbers are bad, or that
it's it's probably not reading all the numbers, because it's kind of if you look at how it's printed,
so okay,
it's all cockeyed. They didn't print it out properly. It's probably why it's not reading it right.
The check is cockeyed.
You see how the lines? See how the lines are going upward?
Yeah.
And not straight across. That's probably why it's not reading it properly.
Okay.
So.
All right.
But yeah, it's just not reading. I apologize, sir.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
All right. Walmart says that Bethany wrote me a bad check. The Bethany jail wrote me a bad check. I can't cash this because it won't scan. $10. Walmart charges $4, so I get $6 back. I walk into the Bethany jail with two $5 bills, and I get this back when I leave, and it costs $4 to cash at Walmart, and it won't even cash anyway. So I go in with two $5 bills, and I walk out with nothing, with junk. They virtually stole money from me. And even if I cash it, they took $4 out of my 10 anyway for the processing fee. It's like in that 24 hours, I paid $50 at the end of the 24-hour stay in jail to get my $500 back. Or no, I paid $50 as part of the fee for the bail, and then I had to pay a few dollars when they actually wrote me a check that I cashed in Bethany for the $500 at the Heinze, and it cost a couple $2-3 to get my $500 back. But now this, I mean, I thought I was assuming that $59. I paid $59 in all for Bethany's criminal accusations, and now it's turning out to be more like an extra $6. So I pay $65 because this is junk. So it's not I didn't pay $59. I paid $65 in all within 24 hours of their criminal harassment. It's very frustrating. So this is cockeyed, apparently. Bethany jail is writing bad checks. They're taking the cash, writing bad checks, and probably hoping that nobody is able to cash them, so we lose out. What a scam. The Piggly Wiggly is going out of business? It has a closing down sale sign. And it doesn't look like it's open right now, and this is a prime time to be working, to be selling. Yeah, I've never been in one, and now they're going out of business. Ferns. So Piggly Wiggly is some kind of a grocery store. That's now gone out of business. That's too bad. Sell fresh water. Never seen a billboard right next to a house before. Tall outdoor type seeks relationship. They built a billboard right next to the house, and they got a tree covering it. A billboard right next to the house. That's a first for me. How does that look? And the house is not in great shape. Zoned commercial residential. Oh yeah, I'm in Higginsville, downtown, going to look for the library. It's closed on a Monday. Alright, the Higgins library has a padlock, and I don't see a display of password anywhere. I don't believe it's that little sign. Yeah, I can't even read it anyway. So it's a big secret to get the Wi-Fi here. Yeah, can I help you?
No, there was someone that said that there was someone passed out in the car. I just
Huh.
want to make sure everything's okay, alright?
Wow, what a claim. Passed out?
I don't know. I'm just...
Well, you don't need to call the cops for that.
No,
I'm not passed out.
No, I'm just...
Here, why don't you come over and take a look? See.
No, you're fine. I just want to make sure you're okay.
You don't want to confirm how I was, because I could show you how I was sitting.
No, you're fine. I just want to make sure you're
okay.
That's all. Alright?
You're part of the thank you crew? Trash load? Team lead?
Yeah,
okay. I was just trying to read you're Jeff from team lead. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm just making sure you're okay. That's all.
Alright. There might be more of those claims. If you got one, there's probably going to be more, huh? If I sit the way I do, I guess. That's ridiculous.
I'm just following up, that's all.
You're checking. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Right, so I'm replacing this mag light, this little mag light that I'd keep in my pouch. Something is up with it. It doesn't work. It's very stiff. I've had problems with it for a long time. Look at that, the paint has gotten off on my fingers here. And I'm getting, what is this? A Bushnell, like $17 flashlight. It's a slightly heavier, about the same size. I want to keep on me because I don't need a flashlight too often, but it's useful when I do need it. So I'm gonna be playing around with a Bushnell now, since this is pretty worthless, and I hope the Bushnell works out a little bit better. They got a collection of different toasters in here, all electric toasters. Kind of neat. Yeah, what's the password?
It is Robertson 1920.
Okay.
All small letters. And it's Library 5G is the network.
Yeah, yeah. I can see why this is called the Cave Park. There's on this trail a lot of different types of shelf caves. So you can double up the magnification with two magnifying glasses right next to each other. It does make a difference. So I'm gonna let this one drop, or you can see that's the magnifying with just the one. Bring in another, you magnify even more. So that's 4 times. That's kind of neat. was a court battle about the shooting of a dog. Old drum. This is a lot to read. It's really not easy to read either. So they post-World War, they didn't give the year, but it sounds like post-World War fight over the shooting of a hunting dog that they're giving a tribute to. All right, I'm in Warrensburg, Missouri. All right, I'm in Warrensburg. There is frost on the ground. It's pretty evidenced, but there's not enough wind. There's not enough wind to blow the heat off of me, because this frost, this cold weather is very tolerable, but there's very little wind. So I barely noticed that there's frost. I didn't really think there would be. If you want to know how those little portable stoves work, those foldable stoves, you get yourself a toaster and play with that. You see how warped this thing is, all warped out of shape and rusted up. Those little portable, the firebox stove will do the same thing. This thing flies over the city every day. Do you guys have any examples of bluestone? That'd be interesting to see. Any in the architecture that you're aware of in the city? Because that would be interesting.
Courthouse, where you saw the statue.
There's a bluestone.
That is, well, they call it blue sandstone. That's
It's
the old courthouse.
maybe it's not quite blue. I'm just gonna, I guess, take a peek up here. I've never seen a courtroom with stairs on the side. That's
1838.
1838.
So, obviously no electricity, 4 fireplaces in here to heat the building.
Yeah, all dedicated for the
And
courthouse.
At some point, at one time, what's your name again?
Oh, it's Travis.
Travis. So Travis, at one time, they put the staircase on the outside of the building and came through this window.
Yeah. Okay.
Because this did disrupt the
It would.
parking.
Yep. Exactly. It would disrupt. Oh, I know what this is. You guys don't explain it, but you know what that is, right? What that's
Is
for?
that a divining rod?
It's for the trains. They'll hand off messages.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. They used
Whoa.
to do that when I was a kid here.
Oh, you remember it?
I remember a guy
Wow.
standing there when the conductor or whoever would grab it as it went by.
Yeah. They would hand off these messages. That'd be interesting to watch. Oh, another stove and.
So Travis, I'll tell you 2 stories about this. First off,
What? Oh, there's
that might be something you like to picture because you read about it.
the first casualty.
Sure.
We had.
With bushwhackers,
Yep.
we had militia, we had jayhawkers,
Yep.
we had redlegs, and then we had the Union Army and the Confederate Army.
Yeah.
And then we had just outlaws around here.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
the outlaws, especially after the Civil War, this was really a bad place to live after the Civil War. Because
Really?
the Union Army left.
Mm-hmm.
They went back to farming. We were a farming community.
Yeah.
There
Most
was a town here.
most of them went back to the regular
They
life,
had to.
but
They had to feed themselves. They had no money.
yep.
So they left, and then now all these guys who had been militia, meaning they were so bad, the Confederates didn't even want them because they were ruthless.
Yep.
But then the Union Army around here did a thing called the Order of, it was called Number 11.
Number 11.
Yeah, if you ever read about Order Number 11, the Union Army said there were 4 counties over here: Jackson, which is Kansas City, and Ray, and Hooper, the Union Army said, everybody in those counties, you have to leave your farms. And they went through and they burned down all the houses. That was the Union Army.
Oh, the unions gave out order number 11 and said you gotta.
Because they
Oh,
thought that
they
too many
lost.
people were sympathizing with the
Yeah,
Confederates.
the losers have to move.
Well, this is before the loser, this was during the war.
During, okay.
But the Confederates were being comforted by a lot of these farmers. Because they're local people. These are
Yeah.
19-year-old kids around here.
Yep.
Or 15-year-olds fighting.
Yes.
So they did that to them. So
That
anyway, this
attrition is, yeah.
So this would have been the county clerk's office in 1840s.
And this is all moved. You guys had to move this from the
Now, this
original.
one was always here.
This has always been here.
This was built right on the
Oh,
spot.
okay.
Over here, Travis,
I've-
there was a 2-story wooden jail right there during the Civil War and after.
Okay, where they
We
probably.
had vigilantes here. Now, the vigilantes, they weren't hanging blacks. They were hanging horse thieves and murderers that
Mm-hmm.
they felt like the area law enforcement, the marshals and the sheriff. So the vigilantes would break into that jail, and they hung 8 guys over time, over a couple, like 2 or 3 years, because they didn't think they were getting justice fast enough around here.
Yeah,
So,
that's been reported in other cities quite extensively. Oh, and this is the outlaw room, I suppose. But yeah, that's like
I don't know what
these
what
guys.
this room was
This
for
this
at one
oh
time.
okay.
But of course, here's
yeah,
the
it's
Civil War in Johnson County,
just office space, I suppose, for
probably.
related to.
And if you've ever read about Cointreau, usually it's with an I.
A little bit. I thought he died. It sounded like he died at 24, but I need to look at the history of that. It sounded like
He was a bad guy, but
Yep.
maybe the worst guy from our county was this guy.
Arch Clemens.
And the S actually is not supposed to be there, but it's Arch Clement.
Okay.
He was so ruthless, the Confederates didn't want him.
Yeah.
What he liked to do was, when he killed, he would just walk up to a Union Army and kill them, and then he'd take off the ears, and then he hung the ears around his
Yep.
neck. And,
Yeah.
and he died in a shootout up at Lexington, Missouri.
Probably
And he did
rough.
all this, and he died, I think, when he was 20.
Yeah, there's some of these guys that died really young. Like
Yeah,
the
they
like
lived their
the
whole lives before they were like 20 or 25.
part of Jesse James gang, whatever, I forget what that was called,
Well, we
the
had,
something gang.
yeah, you had the Jesse James and Frank James were just from northwest of here, about 70 miles up at Kearney, Missouri. And then he got killed up at St. Joseph by Bob Ford.
Yeah, oh the trader.
Yeah.
His trader. So every corner is got to be needs its own stove, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's a fireplace
Pretty much.
in every
That's-
corner to keep
yeah.
this place warm.
And then in the ground floor.
On the ground floor,
That's-
we have 2 in the front.
They didn't even use. So this is before even cast iron. Okay, we got a cast iron stove there.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that was later.
Yeah, certainly.
That came in probably later. So in
Oh.
the trial, of course, you had the judge here,
Yep.
jury, which would have been men, probably 6 of them, sat here, and then the witnesses would come here. And then right here, when
They would come
you
up,
read the
yeah.
story about the first casualty of the Civil War, unofficial, happened right here.
Okay.
We had it was election day, like right before the Civil War. So election day, you have this guy Marsh and Foster, and they were running against each other to be county collector.
Okay.
And the son of one of them, on election day, shot the winner of the election dead.
Shot
right
him.
here.
Huh.
And it was all because of Union and Confederate, slavery, anti-slavery.
Okay.
And shot him dead, and then that spilled over, and of course the Civil War, at the beginning of 1861, the fighting was out here. It wasn't back east. It was all here between Missouri and Kansas. And then it moved, in 1862, it all went back east.
It was all craziness, just
Yeah.
so, with the strategy there, confusion, craziness and confusion.
So this is, 180 years old building now.
Yeah, this is amazing. It's still in the original spots.
It's in the
That's-
original spot, it hasn't been moved. That's original flooring, the windows, the walls.
Yeah.
When they built it, they actually built it out of brick.
Okay.
But as you know, some brick is pretty soft, and they realized
It
that.
can be,
so
yeah.
they covered it with stucco in the 1840s or 50s. Actually, that's why they did the
Okay.
concrete work out.
Most likely lead.
So here they actually had to start to coat the walls because
Okay.
the brick was too soft.
Huh.
You want any more pictures in here?
Nah, it's. I guess your daughter's just sitting in her car.
Yeah, she just.
So this was never moved. This is the old courthouse, never moved, and it's just in incredible shape. (1870), a U.S. elected senator gives a eulogy to a dead dog. So behind the courthouse, because this courthouse does not have any bathrooms, and they use wood to serve as rain gutters. They use a well, and there must have been an outhouse hole somewhere. Hard to say when they, if they move outhouses, but there's a couple over here, but they could be for display. But the holes, you got to think about the holes. Like, look at this. They covered this with a steel, so there probably is a hole for this old well. Have an old hole well. Well, the pump has just piped into the ground. It's very possible that these outhouses stand in their original spots. The schoolhouse was moved, I'm told. The courthouse stayed. Schoolhouse was moved. I'm just gonna peek in with the camera. What does it show? I can't see. Alright, so it doesn't appear like a train has passed by here. So that really wouldn't be much of an argument to say that I shouldn't have crossed the tracks to check this big imposing vehicle out. And it's just across the tracks from the library where I'm parked at. The cops have an overflowing garbage for some reason. Now this thing is interesting. They light it up. Got a sound from Williston. What? Oh my god. They got a warning. A winch. They gotta open up doors, I suppose. The honey badger. Man, this is amazing. 25,000 pound max. They got compartments. Lots of protection, like they'd be going through a war zone. Little camera. Installed sheriff's. Oh, this is a rescue. I don't know if they. I guess if you got to go into enemy territory to do the rescuing. The door opens quickly. Stay back 500 feet, and they took the symbol off. So maybe a different sheriff department had this. Interesting. And it's so tall. You'd think that if they have a camera on the side, they would also have a camera on the back too. Oh, and I think they got these rails I didn't see that you hold on to. I wonder if that's for people to like hold on as they ride. Oh yeah, there's rails on this side too. Oh yeah, there's the camera right here. Could be a motion detection. So they got cameras on the side and the rear. And cars, cop cars are going through here. I think they park them inside. Yeah, that's interesting. And yeah, they got a boat, and then we're a fenced-in water tower. They have a cord. They gotta keep it electrified. Huh.